Okay, so I did I went on a hike. I went on another photo hike to Moulton Falls, like way up north of where I live in Vancouver, Washington. And I took 3 cameras, and 2 of them are point and shoot cameras. So what's a point and shoot? If we're judging cameras, what's a point and shoot? Well, point and shoot has very minimal settings, and it's always just autofocus. And the whole point is you just point and shoot. You don't have to mess with the manual settings. Now this particular one does have manual settings, but I didn't mess with them to make it fair, because the other camera I used doesn't have any manual settings at all. So the 2 cameras I used are this is the Panasonic Lumix. It's a DMC FP-7, and so it's 2010, 16 megapixel camera, cute little point and shoot, and it's got a CCD sensor, which, if people know things about sensors, that's somewhat desirable for some reason. But anyway, I got this for free. It was my aunt and uncle's, and there was a lot of graduation pictures and stuff on here, but it's from 2010, so not totally modern, 12 years old now. The other camera I used is a Sony-DSC HX80, and this is a vlogging camera, so this is a high-end point and shoot because it's got a flip-out screen like this. It's 1080p, 60 frames per second video, but it's not the greatest point and shoot. There are now Sony point and shoot cameras that are incredibly good, the RX100V or whatever, and this was kind of a touristy camera. If you're this is a great travel camera, and honestly a vlog camera. I've done several videos on this camera. So anyway, these are the 2 cameras. This one's got 16 megapixels, which megapixels aren't everything. Digital resolution can only get you so far. You need your optics, you need glass. More than 12 and you're good to go for most things, unless you're going to be printing it up huge, that only then will you really see details, bad details. This is 18 megapixels, 16, 18, and this one obviously has more of a lens. Pops out like that, and it's nice long zoom on there. I think it's a 10 times or 30 times which is pretty great. This one I think has 1 optical zoom or something. The lens on here. So yeah, I took some video again with the GoPro like I did last time, so we'll watch that. Please stay tuned after this. So let's get into some editing of these photos. And actually, I found you can edit video and go in Lightroom. You can color correct. So let's just take a look at this. This is down that same little area. Oh, okay. That's kind of hard for my graphic processor GPU to process that. So maybe we won't do that. But oh, due to rendering like 178, network 228. That's worse. Okay. Here's a photo, and I think it's dead. I think there's nothing we can do for it. So I'm gonna put it out of its misery. Just delete that. Thank you. All right. So last time, if you remember, last time we were editing photos, I created this preset called Forest Light. So I'm thinking we're just gonna use that for most everything here. I really like how it looks. This isn't an excellent photo by any means, but with the light kind of playing on the pool, I kind of like how it looks. Let's see if we can straighten this. Could not straighten this because I think it needs to be more like there. And then we'll try this preset again. I'm really enjoying it. Wait, hold shift and no, I don't know how to do it. The thing is, I'm probably not going to be editing out a lot of like mistakes or anything. These are point and shoot cameras. Okay, this is just blurry, so we can't do much with that. This is when it was like that dark little muddy area, so it took me, yeah, like you can see, it took me a couple shots. It's still blurry. Look at this. I thought it was using the shake protection. So probably you're gonna want to use your point and shoot cameras in the best possible light, meaning just direct sunlight or thereabouts. This isn't bad. Trail. I got a lot more of these pictures of the tops of trees, so I'm sure we can do a whole thing about that. No, see, the highlights are gonna be too much here. Just look how blown out that is, but with the dark around it, that kind of works. It's not bad. Okay, I think this one's dead. Okay, this is that viewpoint looking out. There it is. Yeah, with some just quick manipulation, I think it looks really nice. It's not sharp really by any means, unfortunately, but if you can play into the kind of nostalgia and that kind of look, then that can work for you. There's not a whole lot of composition here. There's a lot of hanging things. I think the forest was back there somewhere, but there's just no way of telling without a viewfinder. All right, this is the money shot, right? This is down on the river. I need to fix this sky, clearly. Like how do I do that? Radial gradient. Put it here and drag it out and bring the highlights like way down to the whites. We temp it towards blue. That's like too much because it makes the trees look blue and the sky not so much. It's just because, you know, it's not raw. It's not raw, so you can't, there's not that much information. See, select sky, exposure. See, there's nowhere to go. It was white in the image, just blown out in the image. I can't make that go away. I can try to move it towards blue again. That's about it. Saturation. What am I getting all these notifications for? What do you want of me? So okay, that's unfortunate. I think we'll just delete it and we'll just have to live with it as it is, unfortunately. See what auto does. Auto just brightens everything, of course, because it's the worst. This wasn't great anyway, apparently. Oh, that looks way better. So megapixels are the amount of information that can be captured, but most point and shoot cameras just turn that, and they process it automatically and immediately. They just process it into a JPEG, and they try and make their best guess what the color should be, but given the information that's come through the lens, and they're like, oh yeah, sure, this is close enough. And then so a JPEG is like a shortcut. It's just like the bare minimum image information. Now with a raw photo, you have all this extra information that's stored. It's not processed yet. It's just exactly all the light that came in and hit the sensor exactly as it hit it. So you can edit it more. And that's why a lot of photographers are very vociferous and very adamant about shooting it always in RAW. So you get more options, you know, and then you can convert it to a JPEG later after you've edited it. But, you know, it leaves you room to mess around afterwards. And that's a lot of why professional photos are better than, you know, 80% of photos, 90% of photos, because they're just using a better camera that can process differently. But that's the fun with these point and shoots though, is that they are they're just simple. You know, they just give you exactly, you know, if you know what you're working with, you could do a lot. This isn't bad at all. I would say maybe let's bring out the blacks a little bit more, just so we have a little bit of detail in the shadow. That's kind of cool. I like the sky on this one, and you know, as grainy as it kind of is, it does look like a film photo. Let's see if we can do this. I like that less. Let's keep it like flat like that. This is a little blurry, but everything's a little blurry with this camera. I'm finding out. Now this is cool if you can see like just how kind of warm and the water, and so I don't really know which ones are which at this point. We'll figure that out later. I want to see if you can see. Yeah, you can make out there are people here. I can't tell if this is a guy, but this was definitely somebody. And I really wanted to go further up the river that way, but I couldn't do that. Oh, here there is a person you can see. Here's somebody and here's somebody. So that in and of itself is pretty cool, because it's a fun little element, because here's the photo, and then if someone was to look really close, there they are. That's not bad. All right, looks like we already did this one. Yeah, where am I? Okay, these are down at the little creek area. Yeah, these are kind of nice, postcardy one. Like, my land is something you would put on maybe the shadows are from here, but whatever. Let's just preset again as forest people. Possibly deal with one photo, like wide angle lens. You can end the snippet these apparently. Oh, I did it right. And, okay, where we are. Here's something. This is the waterfall. I'm probably gonna get them in there, but the shadow's working here right the way up. Keep the blacks. There's so far actually going on there, so there is something.